Hello, Divine Loves. Today I'm going to share something very near and dear to my heart, which is Christ water fasting for manifesting. Before we begin today, I just want to say that this is not medical advice. Please do not do a water fast without medical supervision. Today on the show, I'm going to share three things. Number one is my personal journey with water fasting. I just got off a 3-day water fast. I want to share my personal journey with it, how it's really impacting me spiritually, mentally, physically. Next, I'm going to teach you about Christ's water fasting and the sacred temple that you are. I'm going to go into some sacred texts of the Seen Gospel of Peace, along with other texts to back up his teachings. And lastly, I want to go over some modern day science to back up this profound thing called water fasting. So if you're ready to spiritually awaken on a body, mind, and spiritual level, you definitely want to watch this show. Welcome to the Dr. Erin Show. May you live your truth. Hi, Divine Loves. Dr. E here, Doctor of Divinity and Master Spiritual Coach. And my heart is just wide open right now. I want to share a little bit about my journey this week and really what I'm coming to. Really a big transition on my entire way that I'm eating, living, everything. I'm going so much deeper, which was my prayer for this year, the real intention to go and be able to bring truth to the world at a deeper, profound level. My journey with Christ water fasting is very new. If you know my story at all, I have been doing deep sauna cleansing for decades now. In fact, I have been facilitating sauna cleanses for big celebrities and things as well for a long time. And it's the reason why I did that was because I've always been hypoglycemic. And I tried many times over my life to do a water fast one day, and I could never make it through an entire day. However, about a year and a half ago, I did fulfill a 72-hour water fast, which was mind-blowing and, quite frankly, extremely challenging. Growing up, I ate a lot of junk food, a lot of processed food. Even when I began my spiritual awakening, I had adjusted my diet a lot, but I definitely was not eating what I would consider healthy today. But as they say, ask and you shall receive, knock and the door shall open. So at the beginning of this year, I really was praying a lot and asking to be used for the highest good. And lo and behold, by no accident, a few things have come into my life. One is the book, The Seen Gospel of Peace. And the other things I'm going to get into in other episodes. So just to back up again, about the last couple years, I've really been getting into health. I have been doing intermittent fasting almost every single day. I'm a bit neurotic, if you know me at all. I will get up at 2 and 4 o'clock in the morning and do a very intense spiritual practice. Over the last just few months, I began sprouting and doing really high life force foods. And I'm wholly organic. I've taken out all the junk food out of my life, all processed food. So you would think that that would be enough. But again, as they say, knock and the door shall open. So one of my New Year's kind of prayers, if you will, stepping in this new time, unit of time, is to step further into my ministry. I've been a minister for a very long time, but my business, I chose to do commerce because I really wanted to help soul-based coaches learn how to turn it into a career. But this year I felt like the whole world is shifting and people really want deeper teachings. They want deeper teachings, even though we do past life regressions and all kinds of very, very deep teachings. I think that people are asking the question, what is the truth? So I stumbled upon this book, The Seen Gospel of Peace, and I had promised to myself that I would be reading all of the sacred hidden texts outside of the Bible. We refer to all religion, all philosophy, and all science. I am not religious, and nor is our school. But that does not mean that I don't believe in Christ. So I'm going to get into this book and Christ's teachings on water fasting. But before I go there, I just want to talk a little bit about my 3-day water fast. So I decided I was going to do a water fast after reading this book and after just feeling really reignited in wanting to go deeper. I did a lot of research, which I'll go into scientifically as well, just making sure that I was doing this safely, also having my father oversee my fast as a natural doctor. So my first day, I began actually about 3 o'clock in the afternoon because that's typically how I stop eating anyway. So I thought, well, there's my marker for when I stop eating, right? So the first day, of course, was super easy because that's what I would normally do, or that first part of the first day. The first day that I woke up on the second morning, so it was really technically the first day still, I was got tired kind of right away. I knew for me when I did my last 3 day water fast, I get super tired, I get sick, I get all kinds of stuff. It's like signing up for the flu. Let me have an advanced flu for 3 days. It's not fun. Right away, I was tired. Right away, I was tired and I knew I just had to take it easy. I began to kind of get brain fog, a little tired, and I just thought, I'm not going to be able to do a project and I'm not going to be able to go out and walk. And I'll get into why you're not supposed to be physical when you're doing a 3 day water fast. I did go outside. I did kind of take in some sunlight for a little bit and just the air and just the nature along the way. I drank straight spring water, no supplements whatsoever, and I rested the whole day pretty much. Got up, walked around a little bit, but very, very, very light activity. So then the second day, when I woke up, I definitely was not feeling well. In fact, the first day also, I did enemas both days because Christ water fasting teaches that. And I definitely felt sick. I had to throw up one time, which my father told me that if I felt sick, it's okay to throw up because you're actually getting rid of some acid and toxins that go into the stomach. And I began to think, well, maybe it's going to get easier. Maybe I'm going to start to go into some ketosis. And because you hear, and I began to, only thing that got me through all of it was binging a bunch of YouTube channels about why water fasting is so good for you, just getting me motivated and pumped up to see it through. But as time went on, actually, it got harder. I began to ache kind of all over. I was thinking, well, maybe it's just because I've been in bed so much or whatever. But I really felt like my body was feeling like it was pulling, like it was having to pull something from maybe the bones, the muscles. It wasn't concerning me like dangerous. I just felt like it was really uncomfortable. And I was curious because I thought, well, if I could go 3 days, then maybe I'll be able to extend it to 7 days. But I also knew that I need to honor my body. And my father was telling me as well with my low blood sugar that I really need to just honor where I'm at. I wish there was more I could tell you about that, but it's actually pretty simple. Water fast is very simple. It's just water and you sleep, and hopefully you're getting enemas once a day at least. So at the end of 3 days, I actually ended the fast a few hours earlier before the 72 hours. I just really felt like my body needed food. And what I decided in that was that I'm going to be able to do a 7 day, but I'm going to have to probably have some more medical overseeing for me to be able to do that with my hypoglycemia. But having said that, coming off of it, this morning, I literally woke up at 4 a.m. I had so much energy. I went out. I've been meditating, breath work, praying, having tears of joy, just feeling so cleansed at all levels. And all day yesterday, after breaking the fast, I literally had downloads all day long. So I'm really excited to see where this takes me and also transitioning to this entirely new diet, which I'm not going to go into on this episode, but I am transitioning into a fully live diet. I'm not here to tell anybody that they should or shouldn't eat meat, and I'm not saying I will never eat meat, but I'm here to say that I'm transitioning and I'm really honoring some of these things that have been written in this book and what really, really makes sense to me. So let's dive into this now. Christ water fasting for manifesting. This book, The Essene Gospel of Peace, rocked my world. I'm not going to lie. I don't even think it's like 20 pages in, and my entire mind was blown. So the concepts and the real takeaway of this book is that Christ was teaching that we should only eat life. If you think about it, this was the entire teachings, right? So teaching that Mother Earth, we're really here to feed from Mother Earth. We're here to feed from all the life, that we would never eat death. So anything that we cook, anything that is meat, anything that is not having life force would be considered dark or evil, or, it's death in the body. And then anything that's life force, that is alive, not even cooking it above like 110 degrees or whatever that is for a raw vegan, that literally we're here to eat whole foods. We're here to eat alive foods. And this made so much sense to me. I mean, I, for many years, wanted to be vegan or vegetarian for sure. And I would try it and then I just wouldn't feel well. My blood, with my hypoglycemia and a bunch of stuff, my dad was like, you really need to eat meat. My dad is a naturopath and was vegetarian for many, many years, like 15 years, and then ended up, he eats meat every single day. So I'm thinking, well, if my dad eats meat, then that must be the healthy way. I need cholesterol from the butter to make my hormones. I need all these things. This is what I've been told my whole life. So I just went along with it, thinking that this is what's best for the health. And so this book for me, like all truth, when you hear truth, it's just confirmation. It's like we already knew it. It was already written on our cells. It was already written on our heart. And so to not go it fully into the book, because I will go into that on another show, but the gist of the book is there's a bunch of people that come to Jesus who have disease, that don't feel well, that are very, very sick. So Jesus talked about doing a 7-day water fast, including water enemas and also revering Mother Earth, being fed from the air, the angel of air, being fed from the angel of light, being fed from all the stuff that Mother Earth gives to us. And then also being fed from the Father within. So, as many spiritual masters say, fast and pray. And these sick people got really, really sick during this 7-day fast. Some of them had worms. Some of them had just terribly dark things come out of them. But the concept is that when we purify the body can create miracles. But we have to literally get all the dark out of the way. We have to get all the purification. This has been known for many, many masters around all teachings. And in the book, it also talks about how, we go through years and years and years of abusing our body or taking dark into the body. And within 7 days, we will clear up 7 years of sinning. Hippocrates also talked about this, that our daily sins, they're not that something's wrong with us. Sins are missing the mark. Sins are doing things that are harming ourselves or others or not in alignment with life, love, and truth. Another thing that really motivated me to do this water fast was just about what I shared last week. I went to that big Christian conference and they were singing about the blood of Jesus and how it will heal us. It will end all disease. It will create miracles. And then I'm seeing people in the audience drinking Coca-Colas, and I'm thinking, we're not following, right? So I'm not a traditional Christian. I'm not in a traditional religion, but I love the word. So this is one of the biggest motivations for me because I'm like, look, we need to live the teachings. We need to live, people know the truth, but they're not living it. In the book, it talks about evil. It says his blood becomes thick and evil smelling, someone who's been taking death in their body, right? Clots and blackens like the night of death and becomes hard and knotted, scabs and boils, multitudes of abominable worms, and his eyes grow dim. How many of you guys have seen people that eat raw vegan, some of them, and they are glowing? Their eyes are literally radiating. The whites are pure. Now, again, I'm not telling anybody that they need to be vegan, but I am going to go into some deep, deep discussions about eating life, not death. So it's really simple. You're either eating death and dark and things that are harming your body, or you're eating things of life and of life force to heal and raise your vibration in your body. Furthermore, it says, for the body is the temple of the Spirit, and the Spirit is the temple of God. Purify, therefore, the temple, and the Lord of the temple may dwell therein and occupy a place that is worthy. So the point is that your body's a vessel. You're literally within every cell and molecule is sourced. This is why I wear this necklace, because it is the Sri Yantra, which is literally like all sacred geometry. It is the torus field that's in every cell and molecule of you, Mother Earth, and all sentient beings. And this light, this is the pure light that's coming through, the light of God. But if everything is stopping that from coming through, we have to do all of our body temple to rid the body temple of all the impurities. And we have to also do our deep subconscious work of all the limited beliefs and false identity. Everything is getting out of the way. That's all we're doing with the water fast. We're getting out of the way because the light force within can create miracles. It can heal. And that brings me to Dr. Alan Goldhammer at True North Healing Center, who's been doing supervised water fasting for over 40 years. He's been on some great podcasts. You can look him up, but his work is profound. Basically, he's like anybody can water fast. He said after 40 years, no one has died. Every single person comes in, they get monitored, and literally all they do is have water. He goes on to say that they have seen and does many studies over people completely changing their blood pressure, diabetes, all types of things. And he says, you'd be surprised. Some people that look healthy come in and their blood levels are all over the place with things and they have to stay in for a while. Other people, come in for 5 days, 7 days, or 40 days. But bottom line, there's so many scientists right now who are advocating water fasts. There are studies that are showing that cancer can be completely rid or also reduced of the likelihood of having cancer if you can do a 7-day water fast. Now, again, for many years, I had to do sauna cleanses because to think about taking food out of my diet was it was literally like scared the F out of me. And it was really incredibly challenging with all my blood sugars. So it just wasn't the route for me for many years. Sauna work was really amazing because I could purify so much. I remember the first time I went through a sauna cleanse, which was a 2-week cleanse, where I went through it for about 4 hours a day, again, being supervised. And I remember going through it and everything looked different. The world looked different. Food tasted different. Everything was purified. It was amazing and magical. So I'm still an advocate of sauna work. I still do it on a few clients here and there, but I'm extremely interested in the water fasting because a lot of science is also showing that there can be massive new stem cells that come out of it. Think about it. We're spiritual beings that are eternal life. And in the physical realm, we're here to survive. That is the mode of operation of the 3D realm. And when we didn't have food, there may have been many days where we couldn't have food. So our body had to transition from being able to go from glucose into being able to take fat that's stored and turn it into glucose. So this brings me to the universal law lesson of this week. There's only one universal law. It's the law of one or the law of cause and effect. But this week's lesson is the universal law of manifestation. This law teaches us that consciousness, source, the I am, has to go through the subconscious mind, which is one with the subjective mind, to be able to create into form. So it's literally spirit, mind, body, the triune nature of life. And this is the axioms of how we manifest. We don't teach manifestation of manifesting this car over here, this house over here. We teach that you are the manifestation, the highest embodiment of the divine, the highest embodiment of light, the highest embodiment of the true I am in you is the ultimate manifestation. Everything else is the mental equivalent of wherever you are. We also believe in abundance with money and all that as well. We do believe you're here to manifest all things. But the point of it is this, is that if we want to manifest the highest version of ourselves, we have to release all the limited beliefs, of course, all that subconscious trauma, everything, but we also need to rid all the impurities that are holding back energetically. So that when the true identity comes through, whenever manifestation you are focusing on bringing light to the world, you're literally not being stopped by the blocks energetically from all the impurities in the body. So I invite everyone to take a deep breath right now, taking a deep breath in, rubbing the hands together, holding at the chest. And in my heart, 3 words came through this morning when I was praying in deep devotion with divine. And it is life, love, and truth. Life, love, and truth. And I'm asking right here for a prayer for myself, for our community, and for anybody that aligns to the same desire. May my life be used for life, love, and truth. life, love, and truth. I declare to fuel this body temple with life, not death, but life. I choose with the power of my word to energize my thoughts with only things that are bringing more life and energizing the things that I want to embody and manifest in the world. And I choose right here, right now, to know the unification that I am Christ, Buddha, all the angels, all the guides, Mother Earth, Father within, Source, I am that I am. I'm knowing for each and every one here that this is a time of true great awakening. And I recognize we're all awakening at different levels, that everyone has a unique divine path in their awakening, and we just honor each and every one. I say thank you, Source, for answering my prayers, for telling me and showing me the ways to the next level of my own spiritual awakening. And I just be asked for the highest good to bring these truths to the world for life, love, and truth. I release this, my word is law, as together we say, and so it is, and so it is. Okay, you guys. I would love to take a deeper dive into this journey with you. You can join Soulciété community, diving deep into spiritual practices and all the work there. And then you can also get certified or just come in to do your deeper work, to do all your subconscious soul clearing work there as well. If you're new or you've been here for a while, could you please give a review on the podcast? Or if you're on YouTube or wherever this is, will you please subscribe and like? It really will help us. We have almost 1 million downloads on the podcast across all podcast networks. However, on YouTube, we're brand new. So like, share, comment, subscribe, and let's do this. You can also grab the free Universal Law calendar below. And every week I do an energy update, come out with the show episode and a beautiful newsletter to know a spiritual truth, the one universal law lesson, and just getting our mind right together. I'm simply knowing the truth. As together we say, and so it is. You guys have a beautiful, blessed day, and may you live the truth.